A festering dispute over drug prices erupted in the public spotlight after leaked documents appeared to reveal the pharmaceutical industry's battle plan to take on the government. Now the author of that leaked proposal, since rejected, which was aimed at thwarting the government's patenting reform plans, has spoken out, calling on South Africa to think twice before it acts.
You know, some of the language that's come out since the talk about our proposal, and it was only just that, a proposal, has really helped, I think, to shut down a lot of discussion. You know, terms like genocide and satanic, that is really not the kind of thing that ought to be encouraged.
The row between the world's pharmaceutical heavyweights and the South African government revolves around the cost of innovative drugs. Patent reforms would allow access to cheaper generic drugs. The government wants to close a loophole in the current legislation that allows a drug maker to make minor changes to an existing drug or discover a new use for it, and then register it as totally new. Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, is one of several groups which have accused multinational drug companies of trying to undermine South Africa's efforts to introduce life-saving legislation.
The impact that this patent law, if it's not fixed, is having is an impact of life and death.
But patents are not driving the cost of healthcare, according to Public Affairs Engagement, which says even the prospect of the law reforms may be having an impact already on investor sentiment.
Dollars and other kinds of investments are going to flow to countries that have the kind of regimes that are much more welcoming to innovation and investment. That's just a fact.
But campaign groups accuse the pharmaceutical industry of using scare tactics they say South Africa's seen many times before.
They all the time also use arguments of fear on investment and a loss of jobs.
But PAE rejects that claim, instead pointing to what it sees as the wider implications of the looming war over drug prices in South Africa. It wants to see a public debate, a message it says it continues to stand by.
The message that taking a wrong turn on intellectual property will be damaging to the South African economy and South Africans, absolutely.
There is another warning from US big business to South Africa, and that's not to shut out foreign investors because other countries like Nigeria could reap the rewards. Meanwhile, the US lobbying firm Public Affairs Engagement has made it very clear that it does not represent the US drugs industry, but it is calling on South Africa to have a long, hard think before it makes it considerably harder for multinationals to protect their patented drugs. Nina Marepot, CCTV in Washington.